3, 2. Hi, Amy, and welcome to True Alchemy Academy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you here.
My pleasure, Kaylee. Nice to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk about, honestly, just holistic health in general with you because you study and you know so much. But I know that your main thing is acupuncture.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Is that the thing you're most passionate about, do you think?
I think just in general, the whole body balance and alignment and just general health is my passion. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How I want to start off just by getting to know you a little bit more for the listeners. I know I've known you for a very long time, so I know lots. But how did this find you? This like deep passion.
Yeah. Well, I've been in natural health for a long time now. Massage therapy since 2009. I've been a Reiki master since 2011, and blood analyzer and just other things that have accumulated over the years. But 10 years ago, my daughter got sick, and that's what drove me to a more deeper understanding of how I could help her, and that's how I got pointed in the direction of Chinese medicine. So yeah, I've been doing Chinese medicine. It really helped her with her neurological disease that she had, and it's just been a whole opening to many healings for many people.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Amy has helped me so much, not just physically, but you've also helped me spiritually.
You know what? And that's what it is. It's mind, body, spirit, right? That is how we are in our complete state of homeostasis.
Cool.
Yeah, complete balance.
Yeah, and all three. That's an interesting. I never actually put that correlation together.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
That's really cool. So, how do you see the world then, since this has been implemented?
Oh, the world. I mean,
how do you function in it or go out? You know?
Yeah. So the world. Me personally, I think living your best life is being your happiest, and you can't really be your happiest unless you are healthy. To me, health is wealth, and we can't be happy, wealthy, healthy until we are completely balanced. So we can have emotional issues, we can have pain, we can have internal deficiencies going on with organs, or even topically your skin, or any kind of heat flares like boils or rosacea or anything like that.
What does rosacea mean?
It's a heat condition.
Oh,
right.
I did not know that.
So anything that's really red or inflamed, then we're looking at more of a heat condition. So the body is, the yin yang is out of balance. So then we want to bring down the yang and just even everything out.
So when you see people in public, do you ever go okay, yeah, I know what's going on?
All the time, and I try not to judge. I try not to, and I don't, not that I'm ever judging. I just think, oh man, I kind of want to help them, if I just maybe just push right here, if I could just even push right there. How you doing? Let me just get that heat point for you. No, but it is all the time, especially if someone just happens to show me their tongue, then I'm like, ooh, right? Not like that. It's more like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. I never, ever judge, and you know that.
Yes.
It's always, if I do have those surprise expressions, it's because it's like, oh boy, we need to get a hold of that.
Totally.
Not, oh boy, you look bad. Right?
No, it's never that. It's you always going, oh my God, okay, I know what to do.
Yeah.
I need to do it now.
Exactly. So let's get on that.
I've seen you look at me like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
yeah, because I do have a huge desire to help people,
yes.
And I want people to feel their best. I want people to feel happy. I want people to feel the best they can, enjoy life the best they can. That's how I view life. It is amazing when you are in a complete balance. I mean, there's all these false things like extreme money or extreme all these materialistic things that don't matter, right? Cosmetic things. I mean, in fact, you can even throw your body off by doing too many cosmetic things. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're throwing in some stagnation and blocking channels, and yeah, if you notice you're starting to get more irritated, then you've completely blocked your liver. We probably have heat accumulating, and the ball just keeps rolling like that.
Interesting. I would have never thought that cosmetic alteration to your body would cause things in Chinese medicine, but can't believe I didn't see that before.
Yeah, well, even things that, and I, again, never ever judge because I probably do all of them, but tattoos. I have tattoos. I am, yeah. And I mean, that to a point will cause stagnation, right? So it's really important to treat the areas and make sure everything's flowing. Any kind of scar tissue you want to make sure is flowing. So when I get my tattoos, I've actually experienced this. So I know that large one on my back I had done for Jackson, my little guy, a few years ago. I got extremely sick. My body just went into first of all, there was opening. It was a cold room. So cold invasion got in, right? And I got really sick. I got cold wind.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting flu symptoms, which I was able to, so in the Xiaoyang area, that was where the Xiaoyang, that's the gallbladder, right? Gallbladder. And it's actually St. Zhao and gallbladder with these ones. And the cold wind was able to invade. And then that's when you're battling. If you don't treat it, then it is able to penetrate deeper and then accumulate into a full-blown flu symptom. Yeah. So, but if you...
because I remember you showed me the layers. There were six.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I was able to recognize that while not feeling very good and expel it out, right?
How?
Well, what I did was I warmed my body. I did warm, and then as we've talked about lots before, when we have cold invasion, you really want to introduce, heat externally, but you want to also introduce heat internally. So eating warmer foods like ginger, right? Warm liquids, right? Really warm that body up and just get everything pushed out. Boost your immunity and push everything out. Nourish that internal. Yeah.
How do you know when it's... Because you said there could be heat issues. So how would you know when it's heat versus cold?
Well, you'll get the little symptoms and signs like the red, right? So you can get red anywhere, right? You'll start sweating. That's a heat condition. You'll have a lot of mania, so the excess thinking. Anger, that's all heat. Think of a fire rising up, right? And so that's excess yang. Anger is liver, right? So we got, usually when we have liver yang rising, we have kidney yin deficiency. Because in that pattern there, I should have brought that actually, in that pattern there, that's where the liver is taking too much from the kidney, okay? So we want to bring down that liver yang, and that's going to also bring up that kidney yin. Yeah, okay. And you'll have sleeping issues. Kidney yin is... it's related to a few things, lower back, knees, sleeping issues, ear problems, all of that. Yeah.
My ears were clogged today, and I was like,
get that kidney going.
I was like, oh,
damn it.
Kidney problem.
Amy, where are you?
I thought we were supposed to do this.
Yeah, I know, a little late.
Come on, Amy. Yeah. My ears are clogged.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you did to my leg today, but...
Amy's also a really intuitive healer, so I, not just like that she's obviously brilliant, you can hear just how much she knows, but intuitively, like there will be times where she'll be like, oh my god, she'll like go down to my leg, she'll be like, no, something's wrong, I'm so dizzy, and she'll just like tap my leg, and she'll be like, what's going on here? And then she'll just know, because she feels it in her body. Yeah,
I do. I pick up on a lot of patients' symptoms, and particularly a lot that I'm very close to, like Kaylee. And I actually, when I do get close to a patient, I actually feel the symptom before they even get to the studio. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And sometimes it's the night before, and it's actually really convenient when that happens. It is, because...
You're like, oh yeah, that's not me, that's her. That's good, now I know.
And I know how to treat it, right? And actually, sometimes it's like, okay, who's going to walk in with this the next day? And I already know how to treat it. So, because I have to treat it on myself, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're basically...
just prepping for the next day. Yeah. So it's actually pretty neat that way. So some people say, oh, you need to block that energy, you need to block it, protect yourself. But no, I actually look at it like a gift, because I actually do get to feel what you guys are feeling and know on a different level.
Right.
have an understanding on a different level, right?
Yeah.
So it's a connection. I look at it like a connection.
Yeah, it's so much deeper.
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense. There are a lot of times where you're just like, oh, I know what you're feeling. I'm
yeah.
Like,
no need to explain. I got this. Get in the studio.
Sometimes I'll show up and she'll just be like, okay, yeah, let's go. We'll just figure it out in there. And then she'll just like touch my back and she's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, right there.
Yeah. And sometimes the whole treatment plan, like say we're going through your chart and you're telling me all your symptoms and I come up with a treatment plan out there based on what we've discussed and what the tongue even shows, right? But then once I get into the studio and I see certain things, it's like, okay, well, that just changed. Because, the body, that's the number one thing. We have to look at what the body is saying. That's what I do, and I will feel the body. And wherever I feel it, that's what we're doing.
Right.
The body often knows more than what we think we know. That is something we really have to understand too, is our body, it's smart. Sometimes a little smarter than what we give it credit for.
Right. Yeah, the body is, it's evolved.
Well, and it's also blocked off from a lot of the exterior, everything going on within our community, right? Or with, what am I trying to say? Like the society, with society, like the expectations or things that are implemented by society.
Yeah, it's very unnatural.
It is, and it blocks off our natural, intuitive messages and connection that we have within ourselves.
Yeah, we don't know what our bodies are telling us.
We're not listening. Yeah. We're not understanding, right? Yeah.
We don't have the tools to understand a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, and that's part of what society's kind of how that's evolved. So I very much like to help people get back, and that's also part of getting balanced. When people are more balanced, they actually become more in tune with their own body.
Yeah. We were talking about this on my last treatment. I told her, I was like, I knew that this was going to happen at this time because I could feel it in my body, and I didn't grow up feeling like that. Yeah,
you've evolved over the years. You've grown so much. I mean, it's awesome to see, even just you as a person, you connected with your body, you and your career, like you've evolved so much. You're on such a wonderful path. It's so awesome to see.
Thanks. Yeah, you were very, very helpful in that.
That's just my journey, right?
I guess let me stab you.
Yeah.
I've got this.
I like pain. I like influencing pain.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Well,
not at all.
Sometimes you do LOL.
Sometimes I laugh, but it's only
I'm also laughing though.
Yeah, and it's only because of your reaction, right?
Yeah, I'm quite the patient, I think.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Something special.
Just airing out everything on this podcast. So, that's what Kaylee sounds like when she's
I won't say it. We'll have to bleep that out.
It does get pretty wild in there. Yeah. We forgot to talk about what cold is in the symptoms.
Okay, so cold. So cold. Again, the color of the skin can change. Okay, so it can actually go purple, which is also stagnation. But it's more of a pale. So anytime we have more of a pale, that's cold. And if you think about it, pale or stagnation, lack of body blood flowing or body fluids flowing, right? So cold will lead to stagnation. That's
why. Is that why they say drink a lot of fluids when you have the flu? Or no?
Well, that's a couple of things. So you want to drink a lot of fluids because you want to flush out whatever virus is in you, right? With the flu. And you also want to nourish, keep heat from forming, and keep stagnation from developing as well. So keeping everything, so kind of like a beaver dam. So if a beaver starts building a dam along the river and he really starts building that up, that flow is going to stop, and then we're going to get bacteria that's going to stagnate everything and start to develop a little fest for bacteria or viruses to develop.
Crazy. So hot liquid on the inside.
Hot. You never want to have anything cold. In Chinese medicine, we believe that cold is actually really bad. And because,
Who lives in the coldest city on earth?
yeah, no doubt. More reason to have warm though,
Yeah,
right?
True.
Yeah, keep us warm inside. Keep everything working properly. In fact, we're actually very, very prone, and I deal with this a lot, to spleen issues, right? So that's that lethargic inflammation. This area right here. So on Manny here, that spleen 9 here.
Oh yeah.
So anytime people are getting that swelling or feeling lethargic or just heavy and tired and just that is dampness in the spleen.
Right.
And women in particular are so prone to that, especially in Canada here.
Do you think it's just because of the weather?
Weather is huge for that. And it's not just the cold, even in Vancouver, because you can get the cold and the damp. You're even more prone to it out there.
Yeah, Vancouver's brutal for damp cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it gets in your bones.
Ugh,
It's like inescapable. At least here, like, you can bundle up and you're okay.
But we're still prone to it. Yeah.
Sure.
The hotter, like tropical countries and most of the USA, I think, is they don't suffer from this condition as much. And I shouldn't say that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yeah.
According to what I see on the map on the land.
And according to what I know about, so we are, and going in that direction, we want to eat foods that don't contribute to the dampness, right? So avocados and bananas, right? Those aren't foods we should be eating out here because they actually do cause dampness. They cause damp. I should have brought that food chart too. I did mean to, but that's okay. And if we think about that, bananas and avocados are not grown here.
They're not grown here.
We should be eating foods that are grown in our own climate, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's usually how the earth works, right? Yeah, you eat what's around you, not shit from a boat or a plane or whatever.
Yeah, we should not be eating as much like food from the tropics as we're getting pushed to do, which is so harmful to our bodies, especially like during the cold climate, right? You're basically like telling your body to not be equipped for the climate.
Yeah, you're definitely not equipping it for the climate. You're right.
Yeah. Like a banana is gonna be okay in minus 45.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think bananas are good in general. Maybe once in a while, but not for us out here. If you're in a hotter climate where bananas are grown, you can eat bananas as long as you don't already have dampness.
That's the stipulation.
Yeah.
If you have a banana tree, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's so funny because bananas and avocados seem to be everyone's favorite freaking food. The minute I say, okay, no bananas, no avocado, that's my favorite. I'm like, just for a while, okay?
You said that to me.
Yeah, I have to say it all the time.
You were like, just don't eat avocados for a bit. I haven't.
That's good.
I also haven't eaten a banana in a very long time.
Wonderful. So we shouldn't have too much dampness going on in you.
Well, we
and you do. You look great. You look great. She looks great.
Not looking too damp today.
No, she looks damn good. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I did not know that it was forever.
Yeah. So going to stagnation.
Yes.
This is something that we would use. So this is a cup. So we do fire cupping in Chinese medicine. So I didn't bring the other tools, but usually we have a hemostat and with a cotton dipped in 91% alcohol.
A hemostat?
Yeah, hemostat's that long.
Oh right. What you use the.
Yeah, the shweet. Light that
I
on
never
fire.
see it. I only hear it.
Yeah, she just sees the
I just see the light come on, and then I feel the cup suck onto my back.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. And so, anyways, we insert the flame in here and quickly adhere that to the body, and that creates a suction. And what we do is we have oil on there already, and we're able to glide that along and actually move that stagnation and get that channel going. It's pulling out all of that stagnation and whatever else is in there, like the beaver dam. And then we're just gliding that out and then just more flushing it to where the body can discrete of it.
Yeah, it does feel like that. It genuinely feels, I don't know if anyone has ever gotten cupping, but it does feel like something is being pulled out of it.
Yeah.
And
your ribs, your everything.
You're like, what are you taking out of me?
It can be painful, but generally when we get that the deep stuff out, then it becomes more of a comfortable thing, and it's something that we can maintain.
I agree.
Yeah, and you won't have the purple marks when you have those deep, really dark purple marks.
Actually, I don't have those.
That's major stagnation. So if they stay longer than 2 weeks, then we know where we've been dealing with more of a chronic. So chronic being long term, right? Yeah. And then so if we keep doing that, doesn't matter how long we keep those cups on, those purple marks are not going to be as purple, and they are not going to be there as long either.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I got cups, I had some bruises.
Yeah, I
Do you
bet.
remember those?
Yeah, those, yeah.
They were like...
That's stagnation.
They were like
major.
black.
Yeah.
These ones aren't as bad now.
It's probably that avocado and bananas causing that dampness to stagnation to everything else.
I actually was eating a lot of bananas at that time.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And then we have the needles. So as you can see on Manny here, we use many different points. There's over 300. There's over 450 points. There's over 700 points. With extraordinary points.
Why did we jump from 4? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're throwing in those.
Like, that's quite a jump.
Yeah, no doubt. Amy can't count.
Amy's good at acupuncture, but not math.
No, not at all.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
Oh, you're not good at math?
Oh, hell no, girl.
Okay.
Ping pong, I'm using my fingers. I'm like, whose serve is it? So say it was something in the lungs that we're dealing with, right? So a little congestion in the lungs. So this is the lung channel here on the thumb, and that goes all the way up here. So actually, you can't see it. We should color that in.
No, we should color that in, because that doesn't look very colorful.
No, it doesn't. But mind you, the color of the lung is white, so it's probably white for a reason. So we're not going to color that in. So, so right here, we have the lung channel that goes like this, all the way up here. We have lung 5, and then it goes all the way. This is actually where it starts. We have 1, 2.
Oh, I would hate a point there.
You've had that point, girl. You have.
I did not like it. I'm almost certain.
She might be sore there right now, and that's why she's saying that. She had been going skiing, so you probably are. For
I am
sure.
sore there, but I'm thinking about a needle in there right now. I was like,
oh, feel good. You love it. She loves the needles. She always thinks they're painful. And it hurts so good.
I do love them.
Yeah. So going back to the needles here, depending on what's going on, if we have a deficiency, so what we want to do is we want to take the right needle. So it actually wouldn't be this or that. We'd want to go with more of a thinner gauge. So this is a thinner gauge meaning the thickness of the actual needle, okay? And we would want to insert it on a point that would actually tonify. So tonifying it would be going again, so the channel flows this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to tonify it and go this way.
That's what you mean.
Yes. And so we can also do a different tonifying technique by rotating the needle clockwise, right? If we had excess, so say we had excess heat,
that's why you go this way.
Then I want to go
come that way.
That's right. Yeah. So that applies to all of the channels.
This makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's all I got, right?
No, there's so much more.
There is so much more. Yeah. So that's just in general, like we have different sizes with the needles. These ones are really, really tiny. So if someone has major deficiency, if they're very weak, if they're very old and very weak, the patient, then I will use a very, very small needle with a very small gauge. And I won't use very many because I want to strengthen them. By using too many needles, and say I were to use, this isn't my thickest needle, but this is a thicker one. This is a 25 gauge. We would be, if say we used a lot and a thicker needle, we would be more reducing them, leaving the needles in for a long time, right?
Taking out their energy.
Yeah, so that's why sometimes I'm like, okay, it's going to be a shorter treatment. I'm going to not do too many needles, right? And just do the very important ones because I want to strengthen you and preserve your energy or create energy.
Interesting. You can create energy with me. Is that the point of acupuncture?
Yeah, there are points that bring chi, right? That create chi.
Are these ones?
Yeah, those are the 4 gates. So that with the...
They're in between your pointer finger and your thumb, kind of in that area.
So this right here is large intestine 4. So right here.
Oh, it's by...
Yeah. LI4 there. That's large intestine 4. So this one, so points, body's split in half here. This is our ren, and we have the do on the back side in the center. And the points are exactly the same. So we have this side of the body with all the points, and then we have the opposite side of the body, right?
Is it because one's yin and yang?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Same with top and bottom. Yeah.
Oh.
So that applies to a lot as well, right? When we're talking about nighttime, daytime, or any of that, so we're always applying yin and yang. And that I'll also use according to what is going on with the patient. Okay, so say they have a lot of yin conditions, say yin deficiency, then I'm going to definitely tonify the yin, right? So I'll use a lot of the points on the bottom. So there's a lot of different ways we can approach the treatment. Cool. There's so many different ways we can approach the treatment. But going back to the 4 gates here, right. So we have LI4 here, same on the other side, and we combine that with liver 3, and that liver 3 is right here. Liver 3, and those are the 4 gates, and those are, that combination there is one of the most optimizing points that we can do to create energy and get the whole body functioning as a whole.
Oh, cool. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how about, are there certain areas of the body that you can treat the whole body from? Like an arm move.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So there's points on every channel that are going to treat the whole body, right? So it's just knowing what points. So a lot of times, these ones are really, really common. So spleen 6, I know it's a crossing point. So it's a point that treats the liver, the kidney, and the spleen. So it's a really important point to know, because if I need to tonify someone, I need to kind of target all these areas, and without using needles for all those points, I can go right to spleen 6, and I can work with blood. I can work with women for their period. I can work with chi. I can work with a deficiency. I can even work with excess. There's so many things for these particular points, right? Oh. So there are extraordinary points. There's that's not an extraordinary point. I'm naming it wrong, but there are these are called heavenly chi. No, they're not. Heavenly chi points are all up here. Oh. These are called, I can't remember the name. There's a doctor that has 11 of these points, and those are stomach 36, gallbladder 34, spleen 6, large intestine 11, LI4 do 20. And I don't know, I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head here, but that's his treatment plan. That's kind of his study. And
he does just those.
Those are his ball game.
Interesting.
Yeah, those are his little players there. So so he's actually got some studies out and has lots of literature on that. So there's quite a few things. I have my own that maybe one day I will publish, but I have my own treatment plans that I found that work really good. And again, it's from probably me absorbing symptoms from my patients that are to come, right? And I'm able to identify where I need to treat just from my own body. My own body's really, really good at telling me what to do. And a lot of times, it's nothing I've learned. It's just, it just works. It works. So that I do keep my notes. I have my own little journal that I keep these treatment plans, and one day maybe I will.
Yeah, that'd be so awesome. Because I feel like your book would be absolutely stellar.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you've done a lot. And you also designed a study kit for acupuncture students.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's an intense kit.
Yeah, that's actually launching in January. So so I'm excited for that too. But yeah, that's yes. But yeah, did you want to talk about gua sha a bit?
Yeah, let's talk about gua sha.
All right. So gua sha is,
this is a new thing, right? I have not seen this yet.
No, this is not new. I just don't like this. I don't like this one. I actually, when I do gua sha, and I was looking for it, I couldn't find it though before I got here. I actually use a Asian ceramic spoon. You know those soup spoons that are ceramic?
Really?
That's what I use because I like the edges on it, and it's actually what we were trained into. There's some jade stones you can use. There's bone. There's a lot of different ones. Yeah, there's lots. And I'll even use sometimes stone. I have a lot of stones. I'll even use some stone sometimes. I'll use wood sometimes. You can use pretty much anything. Metal. This one I don't like because look, feel it. I just don't like that feeling at all. I don't like it. It doesn't feel to me like
feel.
I like to have some edge. I like to have some scraping.
This feels really smooth.
It
doesn't scoop enough.
Doesn't even feel right. So I actually don't use this at all. But I thought it was a nice little example.
It does look nice.
It looks really nice.
Pretty.
I love the color, but it's just not the one I like to use for treatment.
So what is gua sha?
So gua sha is a technique you want to use. So you would use the technique on a body. So let's just say right here is a really common place. So you would just continuously do this, and you can do it really, really fast. And if the person has heat or stagnation, you're going to start to see speckles, okay? So a petechia that starts to surface on the skin, and it's actually pretty incredible. I thought, well, yeah, that's kind of just irritation, right? But no, when my daughter, when she would show a lot of heat symptoms, I would take the gua sha and I would do her spine, and it would be like that. You would just see it looked like the worst rug burn, almost like I took sandpaper to her, but she had no pain, and it was literally just all that heat coming out of her. So it's actually really interesting. So if I do suspect someone has it, I can even just kind of sample it with a cup and just go like this a little bit, and if I start to see that petechia coming up, then I actually will do some heat reducing points or gua sha sometimes I'll do gua sha. I don't love doing gua sha unless the person knows what gua sha is, because then they're like, what did she do to me, because
really?
It definitely looks like I beat them. Yeah, definitely. My mom,
cups and gua sha.
Well, yeah, and my mom freaked right out when Aubrey went, that's my daughter, when she went to her place, and my mom was making a bath for her, and she's like, she called me right away, and she's like, what happened to her? And I said, oh my God, I should have showed you, but no, ask Aubrey, it doesn't hurt. It's just literally, Mom, I literally just went, I think, twice down, and you could already see it. It was that intense. I wish I had it on video. Yeah. So it is. I mean, this is medicine that's been around for over 5,000 years.
Right.
And so we, like what I would normally think, like, oh, okay, well, we're leaving a cup on. Of course it's going to leave a bruise, But, I mean, when I was in clinic and I had Dr. Moo show us on a patient, dark spots, and that patient would come in twice a week, and by the 8th week, we would leave those cups on, and they were like on there intensely, and there'd be no marks, just the redness, and of course that would fade away from the actual,
but no actual bruise.
No, so it was actually pulling out. So it really, really, really showed me that what we think we know for our human reaction, the body reaction, isn't always the case, and this really does have some pretty deep knowledge that we're not really familiar with in the West here.
Fascinating. That I didn't know that you wouldn't be bruised after that.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I thought too. It's kind of like a hickey, you would think, right?
Yeah.
But now I know if you're getting hickeys like that, you got some stagnation in you. Yeah.
For those of you at home, if you do have a lot of hickeys,
and
you need to go see Amy.
And if you don't want to show your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
get rid of the stagnation. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. Just become unstagnant.
Just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah. Don't do that in high school.
Wait till you graduate, guys. Come on.
Wait till you're married.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait till you're married.
Yeah.
Yeah. From us. We know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not married yet, but I'm waiting.
Me neither. Yeah.
I love that. Can we show some cool points in the head? Because I recently have learned that, well, I don't know. What's the head point that you did on me that I thought I was...
Gallbladder 8.
Okay, so this point made me feel like I was going to...
kill me first, and then...
I don't even... Yeah, maybe. It made me feel like I was, gonna puke, but also... I don't know. It felt so weird.
Yeah, it was super intense, and, you went like this, you're gonna punch me, and so I stepped back, and then you're like, what the F is that? And I'm like, it's gallbladder 8. You're like, that hurts. Bleep hurts. And I'm like, yeah, just let it do its thing. And then once, time went by, and, you realize the release, and it totally
was so helpful. Yeah. So these head points are incredible.
Gallbladder 8 is actually, so if you look here, gallbladder 8 is right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, familiar spot, hey?
Being triggered.
Yeah. But yeah, it's actually known for, we can use it for a lot of stagnation, so phlegm in the head, that kind of feeling.
Right, that's exactly what it felt like.
Stomach 8 is particularly known for that, but
Is it here?
stomach 8 is just over here. So stomach 8 is right there. That's the one. Stomach 8. Yeah. So that's good for phlegm in text and everything. But I find that gallbladder 8 is particularly a huge phlegm point.
I think that one's the phlegm point.
It is a huge phlegm point, and it's also really amazing for vertigo and dizziness. Yeah.
Interesting.
That one is known for that. Yeah. Hi, Teddy. Yeah.
Crazy cool. Yeah. There's a lot going on in the body at all times that we don't even know.
So you were kind of looking at this one and like, what the frick, right?
I was looking at
this. This is a long one, and I didn't bring the longest one. This is the second longest one I have.
There are longer than that?
There is, yeah. And this one actually is meant for this point right here, and this is called gallbladder 30. And that is particular.
I've had that before.
Then we have used the long ones on you. I lied to you. Because that one goes right in there. Yeah.
That one felt amazing.
That
release in there was crazy.
Yeah, so it's really good for the piriformis muscle. But particularly, this is specifically used for sciatica issues. This is 100% the number one sciatica.
I'm getting more of those.
All right. Well, I got them here, girl.
I wish I did not see the link.
Yeah, I know. I thought about not bringing this in, but I thought, no, she's got to know.
She asked for a good presentation.
Yeah, we want different levels. So.
Yeah. You're welcome, guys. I'm sacrificing my own knowledge now.
Yeah, everyone's like, I'm not going for acupuncture ever.
Everyone should go to acupuncture. I think, in my belief, like now that I've seen you, I think it's been like 5 years since I've been coming to you.
I think it's longer because if you think about it, because if you think about it, we have COVID that's been like pretty much 3 years. And okay, well, were you 19 when I started?
I was 19, so 6 years.
6 years.
6 years, yeah. I was 19. That's so young.
Yeah.
To come into for health, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kaylee's been just so diligent with taking care of her body, and that's amazing to start doing that at such a young age. Like, you have no idea like how much you're helping yourself, the mind, body, spirit, in everything. So you're going to be relationships. You're much more in tune with what is healthy, what's good, and we know that with you. You definitely further ahead than even friends I've gone to high school with, right? Oh, 100%, girl.
Thanks,
yeah.
Amy. Yeah. It has helped significantly because when you are at home in your body and you feel at home in your body, you understand what you would like to bring into your life more. Yeah. I think.
You're connected with yourself, right? You love yourself, and loving yourself is a huge key to life.
So key.
Yeah, when you love yourself, you will not accept anything else than others to love you back, and you love others. And
in the best way possible,
absolutely.
Right? In the highest way.
Healthy, yeah.
So it's been so long. I didn't know. I forgot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like time doesn't exist sometimes when I'm with you. I'm just like
and I'm really bad for time.
It's all the fire signs.
Yeah.
I think that fire signs have the hardest time with time.
Okay, good. That makes sense then.
Yeah. Because I studied astrology really deeply, and I was like, I feel like fire signs are just.
Yeah.
They got so much fire.
Yeah. They just out of control.
It's not you, it's the Aries.
That's right. It's not me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. And what would you recommend to people like at home who are looking to get more into this like holistic health ways? Maybe people who are I feel like needles intimidate people. So what could be like a little toe dip in the pool before they go out in?
I would recommend just finding a natural health practitioner, so TCM practitioner for Chinese medicine. And what they'll do is they'll assess your tongue, they'll assess your pulse, they'll have a look. There's many things we look at to determine what is going on with the patient. Right. So that's what I recommend. Going in, meeting a practitioner that is able to that is able to actually have an overall look at what's going on and get an assessment done. And if they're able to identify what's going on, you don't have to get the needles right away, or maybe just have one or two, have the cups done, have gua sha done, or there's electrostimulation you can have done, which I
Right.
didn't bring, but I will do that with
That
people
stuff's
that are
very
afraid.
intense.
And you
Yeah.
can just start slow, right? But I think that's a really good place to start. For me, one of the most important things is the spine balance.
Yeah.
And that comes more from my massage therapy and understanding how the organs work on the neurological level too, right? Which is also the back shu points in Chinese medicine. But balance of the body. So our alignment of the body is huge. So even just going to a practitioner that can align your body is going to do so much, because now you can get all of the organs. This is the motherboard I call the spine the motherboard. And if you have all of these spinal processes lined up properly, and the neurons, so your electrical motherboard center is actually able to work properly. The signals are able, right? And so they're not
fire
pitched.
properly.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the body works in a balance, right? Nothing's shut off, because it's like a factory. And if one machine is down, it is going to affect the others eventually.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So if you're afraid, go to even a chiropractor that can align your body. But when you're going to see a chiropractor, make sure that it's a chiropractor that's also doing active release on the muscles, because muscles hold bones in place. If you're just having your bones adjusted, then it's gonna last maybe a day or two, because those muscles, they're
gonna tense again.
They have memory. It's the muscle hasn't been released, so it's just gonna pull that area right back out of place. You want to get those muscle fibers relaxed so that bone can shift back into place.
Oh, fascinating.
Right?
I never would have thought of that.
Well, then you haven't been listening to me, because I have definitely...
What?
Yeah.
I listen to you. I tell everyone about acupuncture all the time.
No, I know. This is muscles, though, and like I said, with a chiropractor, you definitely want to see a chiropractor, because I've been down that rabbit hole, and it can be very costly when you're going in twice a week and hoping to get results, but you're actually not getting the actual problem is the muscle. Our bones would be on the ground if we didn't have muscles, right? So we have to actually get the muscles aligned properly. Yeah. Come on, stand up, get up. Yeah, so we have to have the muscles that release that to keep it in place properly. So there are plenty of chiropractors that do the active release and are able to give you longevity results. But yeah, if that's where you want to start, that is a huge place to start. Acupuncture is, it's something that can work with the topical, like, so if you have redness, rosacea, any acne, or any acne or anything like that, it can help with that. And then it can go into more internal issues, like neurological even, and other health concerns. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. That is very, very cool. And what about like activities outside, like to maintain health?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I know you're a fan of yoga.
Yeah, I do. I like to keep the channels open.
Right.
So I'm not a huge person that is a pusher for any weight training or anything like that. To each their own.
Yeah.
And everybody is different. Everybody, not everybody, but everybody is different. So some people, that might be exactly what they need.
Right.
For me, I actually do find it causes stagnation. And with that, I actually get very irritable when I do weights and I'm doing training like that.
Yeah.
So what I find, and this is universal, this will be for everybody, is yoga. Because it keeps the channels open. You're opening all your channels, and that is such a huge thing you can do. If you can do stretching every day, you're going to help keep your body properly aligned, and you're going to keep these channels flowing.
I remember when I was running a lot in the summer, and you literally told me not to do that.
Oh yeah,
and you
because you were
showed
getting
me,
the heat.
Because remember?
Yeah.
And then you literally showed me what I was doing to my body and how it was throwing it out of line.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of like habits that we've kind of just assumed are good for us, but may be causing the pain that we're trying to erase.
Yeah.
And
And if you do have these hobbies that you really love to do, then what you have to do is counteract that with the actual stretching that is going to open that back up. And you just have to be aware of what the problem is, and then just counteract it with a treatment.
Right.
Yeah.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
But you, of course, need to see somebody who would like understand how to bring you through that
and to
process.
help you. Where is the problem? Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Find the root of the issue and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
be able to do that.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool to show them and to talk about kind of like how you assess. Would you like to assess my body?
Sure. So, well, I can explain it. So just,
Yeah.
So taking the pulse, so we have 3 layers, right? So the right and the left. So on the right, we have the lungs in the first position here. So right here.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is one side yin and one side yang?
That's right. You
okay,
got it.
Which one though?
Okay, well, this was something, remember that?
Yeah, we had a debate about this.
Yes,
And I can't remember now.
The yin is women and the yang is men.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the area closest to the thumb here is lungs, and then we have the stomach and spleen, and then here we have the kidney point. Okay, so I measure that on 3 levels. So the superficial level here, I just gently push and I can feel the pulse. Yeah. And then the middle, we can see there's a little bit of deficiency in the middle jiao here, okay? So then going down, and then we have way more deficiency. So I'm going to be booking you next week, girl.
I'll see ya. See you then.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing with Kaylee here, her kidney is strong on all levels, and that's really, really good. Yeah.
Why are my ears clogged?
Probably phlegm. I'm going to guess phlegm. Yeah.
It's good that the kidneys are good.
Yeah, girl. So that's the right side here. So then we take the left side here, and we have
the same?
No. So heart is the very closest to the thumb area here. That's heart. Then we have liver and gallbladder here, and then we have again the kidney. Kidneys on both sides.
Oh, why?
Because we have 2 kidneys.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it actually looks like you're on the middle level and the deep, the yin level, yin level, because yang is outside.
Right.
So again, there's so many yin yang that apply.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So your heart actually, so you might be a little active in your brain tonight before you sleep. Oh yeah, we got a little bit of that heat there. So if you look over here, you can see there's that redness at the tip of the tongue.
I knew exactly what she meant too, because you're right.
Yeah.
Last night I was laying in bed and I was like ready for the podcast today, and I was like, she's gonna see the red tip on my tongue.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in her little studio next week.
Yeah. I'll be there because I know.
Yeah.
And then so you take the pulse and you also look at the tongue.
Yes, exactly.
But another thing that you do that I haven't seen in other practices is you also muscle test.
I do. Muscle testing is really, really important. So especially when people are wanting to take supplements or already taking supplements or foods or any of that. And that, because you know what? We don't have diets that apply to every single person.
Yeah.
We are very individualized. So I like to do personal muscle testing. So that is something I like to do. And also something I do regularly is take the alignment of the feet. I take the before and after picture, and that tells me if we got you aligned, because that is first and utmost. When we have your body aligned, your body is able to repair itself. Our body's always wanting to repair itself. Yeah.
It's always working very, very hard to get back to that state of balance.
It knows what to do when we don't even know what to do, or before we even. So if we cut ourselves, before we can even think, oh, I cut myself, I need to get a Band-Aid, it's already got everything going. It's starting to clot. It's already doing the process. Same as when we get pregnant. It is building the baby. We're not doing that. We're not like, okay, let's get all this ingredients, throw this all together and get this baby going, right?
Yeah.
No, we have like zero
we don't even know.
knowledge of what is going on in here. It's so fascinating. So our body has the ability to do so much and to heal, and it always wants to heal. We just have to give it the ability to heal, and alignment is the first thing to do there.
Oh, cool. That's one piece of advice I would take from this.
So again, going back to the very first thing you can do is make sure your body's aligned.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. And we also have ear seeds here. Can you touch on those?
Yeah, I should have brought... Oh, my foot's asleep here. Yeah.
Is there an acupuncture point you can do?
Yeah, get blood flowing. Chi and blood. Or get off your foot, Amy. Lay off those brownies. I made some brownies last night. Anywho, so we have ear points here. So one, I'll just use one as a point here. So I can't really actually see here. Let's use you.
Okay.
So right here.
Can you see?
Yeah. Okay, so right here. Sorry about that. Right in this point here, that's actually called Shen Men, and that is the same as Shen Men right here. So that's heart 7 here,
oh, cool.
And that's
is that
a calming point. No, heat for heart is right here. So heat for heart is heart 8, and that's right here. So every channel has its heat points too, right? So we have our heat points. Heart 8 is for Shen heat, so for the heart, right? That would be really good for you, and for what's going on with Kaylee right now with the excess thinking at night, that would calm her Shen. So anxiety, things like that. These are really common points that we'll do just to help with that. But there are points to help with every area of the body. We can treat the whole body from just the ear.
Oh.
A lot of people don't do that. It's something I will do if people are, again, afraid of needles. It's a treatment I can do just to help with everything too.
That's cool. There are also like little ear seeds that are needles.
And I brought some of those.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
so these are them. So
these things are gnarly.
yeah, so they're like little stickers. So they're like little stickers, and in there they're like little tiny pins here. And I won't even take it out because they won't be able to see it. But they're just little tiny pins, and they go in there, and they're not comfortable. But they
can also go in other parts.
They
of the body
do,
too,
yeah.
right?
I put them in other parts of the body.
We put them on my legs. We put them in my feet before.
Yes.
God, that was putting on my socks. I was like,
yeah. And I will do that. I have some people that have, they have a lot of chronic bleeding, so bloody noses, or even just,
that's tough.
Yeah, with their bowels, right? So I'll use these on their toes. So in spleen 1, which is a bleeding point here, right there, and I'll put those there, and it's magic. That's
really?
The number 1 point to stop bleeding. Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then they don't have chronic bleeding anymore.
Yeah. And when I used to get like bleeding noses all the time, I put in even just a regular ear seed like this there, and boom, done. Stops instantly. It's pretty magic. Yeah.
That is magic.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Mm-hmm. So for anybody who wanted to open up a little bit more, maybe spiritually, or kind of the same practices that you do you recommend any books, like off the top of your head? Because you have a lot at home.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, I can't even tell you a title of one. Yeah.
Amy's busy writing her own book.
Yeah, I am.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of where all my brain power is going right now.
Do you have maybe a favorite practice that you do, maybe daily, to kind of get in the... My favorite thing that you have at home is your Japanese mint oil that you wash up with.
Yeah, so cleansing. So between patients, I'm very big on not transferring energy to other people. So it's very important for me to change after each patient and to do a cleanse, because we do absorb energies, and we don't want to be transferring that. So whatever energy so-and-so had, I don't want to transfer on to Kaylee. So I do a cleanse and to rid of it. And yeah, Japanese mint oil is definitely one that I like to do. Usually if I'm out of that, I'll make my own. I'll have a eucalyptus, mint, and lemon wash that I'll use too, and that has a little bit of alcohol in it. But it just helps to cleanse, right? And actually that's what I use on my face. Well, I made you some of that too.
Yeah, you
right?
did. I have it in my bathroom because you told me the recipe
Yeah.
by saying, okay, do this. And then she just did the motion with her hands, and she's like,
yeah.
Hey.
She's like, how many? I'm like, that many.
I was like, okay, sounds good. Went home, made my own.
Yeah,
I was
like, got it.
It's like, it smells like it. It smells like this is probably right.
It smells about right.
I remembered not to do too much mint.
That's right. That
Because
will
you told me
burn
that
the
story.
eyes. Yes, yeah.
And I was like, okay, brilliant.
Yeah, and that combination is alcohol, and then usually you want to use distilled water. But so the alcohol, and then you want to do a lot of lemon drops, a lot of those, and then a lot of lavender, and then a few mint drops. Yeah, and it's wonderful.
It's really good. I use my face to tonify it. It works really, really well.
Yeah, that's all I use.
Yeah, you just make your own DIY forever.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Well, it was my pleasure. And yeah, I really enjoyed talking about this. And if there's anything else I can inform you about, then you know where to find me.
I do, but how do other people find you?
You know what? I'm going to hire you to hire me, or to hire me. I'm going to hire you to help me with creating
a website.
Yeah.
Which I've told you should get.
Yes, yes.
4,000 times.
Yes. And we are going to do that. So that information will be.
Don't worry, it's TBD, but I know how to get a hold of Amy. So you tell me if you need to go see her, and I will direct you the right way.
And I do have a phone number.
She does have a phone number.
Yeah, so that's 780-222-2824.
Really easy for me to remember in case anything bad ever happens, like I'm arrested in the club. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Yeah. But it is really easy to remember.
It is. Lots of twos.
Lots of twos. Good.
And then a 4 and an 8 to 8, 2, 4 and 8 and a 4, yeah.
Yeah, 8 and a 4.
Yeah.
So that's great. Do you prefer calling or email? Calling.
Text.
Texting. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Text.
Text, because calling, I'm usually in the studio and not able to answer my phone. I am 100% involved in my patient and the appointment. I do not have distractions because it is really important to be in tune with what you're doing.
Because you're in it.
Yeah, you have to be. If you want to do the best treatment you can, you have to actually be 100%.
Yeah, I agree, and you are, and I just admire your devotion to healing. And
I love it. It's my passion, and it's helped me so much with everything that's gone on in the last little year here. So yeah,
that is true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. It was my pleasure.